Tomorrow, a first-of-its-kind trial gets underway at the Daley Center against Chicago-based Boeing. It involves potential dangers in the air that we breathe on airplanes.
It's a concern raised for decades, and WGN Investigates first reported on it in 2016. WGN's Ben Bradley has the story.
Amidst the miracle of flight, the air we breathe on board an airplane may not be high on the list of concerns, but for decades, a small but growing cadre of cockpit crews and flight attendants have been sounding the alarm over toxins that can be released in the cabin.
He came home and told me that he had had a fumes event and that the aircraft had filled with smoke.
Ron Weiland spent years as a pilot for American Airlines. He was scheduled to fly a 767 in 2016 when smoke and fumes filled the plane just after the crew started the engines. He reported burning in his eyes, nose, and throat. While those symptoms subsided, months later, others developed.
Well, the tower.
Started out with just slurring of his words occasionally. And then it progressed to him not being able to speak at all, not being able to swallow, and then finally into the loss of use of his limbs.
Ron Weiland could no longer fly. His health deteriorated, and he died in 2019. His family is now suing Chicago-based Boeing, one of many lawsuits filed by flight crews and their families over the years that claim the system Boeing uses on all of its commercial jets, except the 787 Dreamliner, can bring dangerous fumes into the cabin. It's called the bleed air system. Outside air is sucked through the engine, in effect bled off, diverted into the cabin, and recirculated with air passengers are already breathing. Fine under normal circumstances, but if there's an engine issue, say an oil leak, that's when toxic air can fill the cabin.
Boeing has known since 1953 that toxic air can get into the cabin. Monday is the first time some of those internal documents will see the light of day. This is the very first trial of contaminated air where some of the documents that have been hidden in Boeing's file cabinets are going to come out and people can see them.
Documents like this 2007 email in which Boeing's own environmental controls department discusses pilot complaints about smoke and smells that may be the byproduct of hot turbine oil. The Boeing staffer wrote with apparent frustration, "Bottom line is, I think we are looking for a tombstone before anyone with any horsepower is going to take interest."
And we have tombstones. We do, and that still hasn't made a difference.
In 2016, WGN Investigates' Mark Sapelsa first reported on the issue.
And then I got scared. I knew something was really wrong.
He spoke to former Alaska Airlines flight attendant Vashti Escobedo, who reported she, fellow crew members, and a passenger fell ill mid-air in 2015 due to carbon monoxide poisoning.
Since the flight, I have struggled with migraines that are daily. Daily. The level of pain varies, but they are every day. Dizzy, occasionally nauseous. I still have blurry vision, and I struggle with memory problems really bad.
Then and now, Boeing says there's nothing to fear. A spokesperson saying the cabin air inside Boeing airplanes is safe. Independent researchers, universities, industry groups, and government agencies have conducted extensive research on cabin air quality. The results repeatedly demonstrate that contaminant levels on aircraft are generally low and that health and safety standards are met. Lawyers suing the plane maker claim contaminated air events, as they're known, may still be happening every day in the skies. But most go unreported.
Definitely that's what we're seeking most and foremost is change. We want Boeing to make the changes on the aircraft so other people don't have to experience this.
Boeing provided us with statements from medical experts in the field of aviation, which the company says support its claims that even when contaminants are released, there's no clear evidence they pose a significant health threat. Nonetheless, the company settled flight attendant Vashti Escobedo's lawsuit before it went to trial. That's one of the reasons that when testimony gets underway at the Daley Center this week, it'll mark the first time the public can see the evidence on cabin air for itself. Ben Bradley, WGN Investigates.